So it's already the end of the month, and you know what that means. Today we are talking about the books that I read in September. But first I want to say thank you real quick because we hit 1,000 subscribers. Like, my brain has not registered that 1,000 people literally subscribe to this channel. Thank you guys so much. You do not know how much it means to me. Anyways, let's get talking about these books. So in the beginning of the month, I did a TBR jar picks my September reads, and I picked 5 books from there, and I only read 1. This was a weird month for me because I ended up reading this one author, and then I just kept reading that author. And so I wasn't able to get to the 4 other books on my TBR. But it's okay because I still read 5 books. Just not the ones I originally planned. But let's go ahead and start with the one book that I did read from that video, and it was The Selection by Kira Cass. I ended up doing a reading vlog of this book because I figured it's been out for so long and so many people know about it. So if you want to see all my reactions to reading this, go ahead and check out that video. This follows America, and she is chosen to be one of the 35 girls that is selected to be a princess. It kind of gives the Bachelor vibes where the prince chooses one of the girls, and it is interesting to read because the society they live in is basically ranked like 1 through 8 based on your social class. So like 1s are really wealthy and then 8s are poor. So I like the whole world of this book. I like the whole society and reading about that. We don't get much about it in this book. I'm thinking the next couple books in the series are probably going to emphasize more of the world that they live in. As for the romance part of this book, I realize I'm not the biggest fan of love triangles. Like, I just don't know if they're for me. So I ended up giving this book a 3 stars. It wasn't bad. I think it was a love triangle that really didn't hit for me. Okay, and then the next book. I ended up reading The Housemaid by Frida McFadden, and wow. So this is kind of like a thriller mystery book. Basically follows this housemaid who is hired by this wealthy couple who have a daughter, and the daughter kind of gives creepy vibes, and the mother is giving very much, I wouldn't want to work for her. But her attitude is not the only reason I wouldn't want to work for her. They got her in a room where the door locks from the outside. Got me messed up. Okay, no thank you. I ate it up, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's just something about her writing. You just want to keep reading because you're trying to figure out what's gonna go down. And then when it does go down, you didn't even realize that was a possibility. That was not in your theories at all. At least for me, it wasn't. And this book was really good. I gave this a 5 stars. I loved it so much that I had to pick up the second one, The Housemaid's Secret, and read this one. Now this one does follow like the same vibe almost, but different. Yeah, very different. All I'm gonna say about this one is the plot twist really got me. Same with this one though, not gonna lie. Maybe I'm just not good at figuring out what's gonna happen. Once you pick it up, you kind of don't want to put it down. And I realized that with a lot of Frida McFadden books. This one I gave a 4 stars, and I feel like maybe it's because I read it directly after a 5 star. This one I really liked that it only really had like one main plot we were following along throughout the entire book. But this one I felt like there were subplots going on while we were still figuring out the main plot. If you haven't noticed yet, Frida McFadden is the reason I haven't finished my September TBR. After The Housemaid's Secret, I started using my Kindle, and I read 2 books on there by Frida McFadden. The first book I read was Locked Door, and this one's kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie to you. A very different vibe. I've never read a book like this before, and it really did make me feel uncomfortable sometimes throughout the book. And this book, I didn't see, all these books I didn't see the plot twist coming. But I feel like this one hit different because this one was not on my radar at all. Like, I did not pick up any clues, like I was clueless. Basically, the main character's father was a serial killer. Okay, it's been years since then, and he's also been in prison since, so that doesn't really explain why girls are suddenly getting killed in the same way that he would take out his victims. So now the main character is just being haunted by her past, trying to figure out what is happening. Frida McFadden does a great job at making every one of her characters seem guilty. Like, I'm not trusting anyone, including the main character. So yeah, this one took me for a crazy ride. I gave it a 3.75, and then I read one more book by Frida McFadden on my Kindle, and it was called Do Not Disturb. I literally just finished it today. Again, didn't guess the plot twist. Are we surprised? No. I remember when I started this book, I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue reading it because I realized reading the last one, I'm not the biggest fan of like reading about murders and stuff. I don't know, it just makes me uncomfortable. But I did, and it was good. Basically, the main character is running from her own crime and she doesn't want to get caught, so she's leaving. She's out. But a sudden snowstorm hits and she has to pull over to this pretty vacant motel. And it's vacant for good reason. Basically, she gotta survive through the night, okay? And we don't know if she is. Alright, that's all I'm gonna say. I realized after reading Frida McFadden books back to back to back to back, the way she writes is just so addicting because you just want to figure out the ending and what is going to happen, and along the way you're picking up all these clues and you think you're right, you think you got something going, something cooking, but you're wrong most of the time if you're me. I ended up giving this book a 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite, but definitely was still a good read. I really thought by the 4th book I was reading by her, I would guess the plot twist. I know how she writes, I know what clues she's adding. Yeah, no, don't trust nothing. I really thought I had it, but I didn't. I really do want to get into more Frida McFadden books. Probably not for a little while because I need a palate cleanser, okay? I need something light, a little romance or something, because these dark thriller books, they started to affect my dreams. I had a nightmare last night. It's not looking good for me. I need a romance book. Anyways, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys read in September. And if you read any of these books, let me know what you thought about them. Go ahead and give this video a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos of mine. And I'll see you guys all really soon on my next video. Bye! Spot. What the heck? Check out video. A weather storm. What's it called? Triangles? Oh, love triangles.